sprint zone. This one's for 2/3/2026. And we're starting a little bit early because I got a lot to say about how the group was coordinated and how we were working together and how hard we were working. So I've got a new counter in the bottom right hand of the screen. It shows the lap time starting where the arrow is, and it shows my overall cohort wattage for that entire yellow section, which was 196 watts, which right now is like basically above my FTP. So you can see I was working pretty hard. So at this point, everyone's looking pretty good. We're going into a fairly stiff headwind, but people are sheltered. No one is riding excessively close. Everybody's riding handlebar to handlebar. And like, this is goodness. I am very pleased about this. Working slightly hard, but I did bring a knife to a gunfight. So I brought that on myself. But at no point during the warm up should I be like struggling too much. So here we go. Going into this corner, people break ranks. Marcelo pulls off to the right there. Dean keeps the hammer down around these roundabouts, and you can see the formation just kind of gets fragmented here. Dean pulls off. Danny figures it out. Danny pulls through. Handlebar to handlebar, looking good. Fred and I gradually pull these guys back, and now we're back in the formation, and I'm pretty happy with this. Life is good. I'm still working pretty hard here. My 30-second power is still in the 190s. My heart rate 163, which this used to be my heart rate in the middle of the sprint zone. So I don't know if I'm still affected by COVID or what the deal is, but I guess it is what it is. And I'm sitting in at this point, and things aren't horrible. You can see now my power starting to go down. There's pretty much a stiff wind directly out of the west. And so the guys up front are doing a lot of work. And what this means is, as soon as we turn to the north, there's going to be a wicked headwind or a wind coming out of our left shoulder, which means anybody on the outside is going to be hammered. And this is where we probably really need to do some kind of rotation. But here's what happens. Come around this corner, and Travis just freaking hits it. I'm like, dude, like, what are you doing? That's like road riding group like 051 that you don't do this. So now I'm back. I'm pushing 350. There's 380 watts for a second. Fred just goes really hard. He doesn't think about bringing the rest of the group with him. He just thinks about going for himself. So I'm back here, not accelerating too hard. The rest of the group is with me, and my goal is to bring these guys back without throwing down a whole lot of matches here. So I come in, bring back these recalcitrants, and I know Danny knows better, but this is part of the sheep mentality in the group. Like, if one person goes, it's like, well, what am I going to do? Well, he's doing the wrong thing. He's up front. He's leading. I'm going to do the wrong thing. So I go to the front to slow this down. So now I'm slowing it down. I'm still doing 200 watts, slowing it down, 210, 214. This is reasonable. And at this point, we should probably get a rotation going. But it looks like that's probably not going to happen. Danny pulls off, and that's really the right probably way to rotate, is to do it that way. Fred comes through, and at this point, I'm thinking the wind's coming off our left shoulder. We need to be rotating the other direction. But, and I give that signal here. You see my finger go up to rotate the other direction. So I pull over. I'm not going to chase these guys. I'm already doing over 200 watts. We need a rotation going. So I'm hoping Travis would pull over after I gave the signal. But he stays in the right hand, and basically anybody here is guttered at this point. Like, if you're riding along the white line here and you've got a strong wind, everybody that's on the left-hand side where I am is basically just taking all the wind. So, the best thing would have been to have a wicked echelon, but you can't do a left to right echelon in traffic. So the best you could do is a rotation slow rotation where you get some shelter. So I call for the rotation. Marcelo's impatient. He just goes to chase because he's in chase mode. He can't and clearly didn't. And then, okay, so Isla goes up, and I think what Isla's going to do is try to give some shelter to some people. Dean just goes, we're rotating the wrong direction, if anything. So I'm like, I don't know. We've totally lost the knowledge of how to work as a group. Fred's up the road. So now it looks like maybe we'll get some organization here. So we come up here. Isla and Jamie are slowing it down, and not chasing. But Dean and Danny just have to go. It is like MF chase mode all the time, OCR, TTH, or whatever. So now we're strung the F out, right? My 30-second wattage is like 200 watts. I'm out there. No one is sheltered. I'm trying to bring these people back. I'm like, this is not how to ride in the group. This is how groups just devolve until where it's like super hard. And it shouldn't be that hard for me, even if I did bring a knife to a gunfight. So you're looking at my 5-minute power. It's 201. It's 2.2. It's like over my FTP at this point. We're not working all that well together, but it is what it is. So just kind of sitting in. I know Rick was above 300 for a while. You see my 30-second power here is being guttered. It's like 250 for a while, 220. Like, we should not be going this hard during the warm-up, but everyone's just in chase mode. We're not thinking about, hey, how can we work together? Like, honestly, if I was racing and these were my teammates, there's only a couple of people that I would want in this group as part of my team. Because basically, if they were my teammates, I knew that they're going to screw me at some point. And I'm thinking, okay, I know what you think. This ride is all about you, all about what you're getting. And that was not the intent of what this ride started out as. But it's devolving. And I'm like, pretty much thinking I'm going to wash my hands of this one. Because it's just another fast hammer ride. Where people are not aware of the group. They're only aware of their own strength and their own positions. And I see it happening. I see like the weaker riders like going to the front, filling in, then gapping people, not caring about the group and the consistency, but only about themselves. And that's, maybe that's the way it is. Maybe the old ways are gone. Maybe the old ways are gone where you bring your heavy bike out, you ride in the winter, you work on zone 2. But we're going as fast now as we ever did. And people are just, in my opinion, just swinging it around. Am I ranting? Yeah. Do you want to turn the video off? Yeah, go ahead. Don't come back for the ride. I don't care at this point. Yeah. So you're probably thinking Steve's ranting and like he needs to tone this down. Well, I started doing this video 15 minutes ago and I said, I can't say what I just said. So I started over. So this is the tame version of what I really wanted to say. So, yeah, Steve, what are you really thinking? It's on the cutting room floor. So at this point, what's my 30-second power? It's like 215. I'm like, this is my sprint zone effort right here. Heart rate 171 because the stronger riders aren't protecting the weaker riders. It's just, Isla's trying to give us some protection out there in the wind, and that's cool. I see that. I can see Danny, it looks like, maybe starting to get over there a little bit and protect some people as people are starting to like double it up here. But I'm going to I don't know. I wish I just knew what was going through people's heads, Anyway, Dean and Fred are out there hammering pretty hard. I mean, Dean's a big guy. He can put on a lot of wattage. So for him, this is probably not a big deal. But it is for the weaker guys like myself. So finally, it looks like we throttled down a little bit. My 30-second powers dropped to 150. Like, this is where, like, on the sheltered side, I would have thought my power should have been. But I'm on the sheltered side, like, I'm getting a big shelter from Rick here. Thank you, Rick. And some shelter from Isla there. But, the 2x2 is just gone. The thought of really protecting people in the group, it's all about me. It's all about me. That's what it is. Yeah, and I get it. I know I'm pissing people off. I hear rumblings like Steve's pissing people off. Yeah, you're right. I am pissed off. The format of the ride is you go reasonably easy, then you hit it hard in the sprint zones. And the reason the sprint zones were instantiated is so people get this stuff out of their system. Meaning you have a spectrum of riders that are like over 360, like FTP versus someone who's got a 220. That doesn't work really well unless people are thinking about the group and not themselves. Anyhow, so we finally get to the sprint zone, and as you can see, now my 30-second power is 85 watts. And look at this. We're at the sprint zone, everyone's around the corner, and we're going slow. This is exactly the opposite of what is going on. I'm like, what was that effort? Like, what the hell? So now I have to go to the front because I'm just like not happy about this whole thing. So I'm going to just go hard in the sprint zone, get mine, keep people honest. So I go to the front. You can see my, 30-second power is now like in the 220s. Going up there, you can see everybody. They were like just relaxing back there, like, oh, it's like inverse sprint zone. Just like, let's just sit in for a while. It's like, I don't know what's going on. Anyway, so I'm up front. My 30-second power is 236, way above my FTP, because I'm just like throwing things down. I'm just using my like adrenaline here, just to go as long as I can, because I'm gonna get shelled anyhow on this one. So I'm gonna like do this on my own terms. So because we have a wicked tailwind, it's gonna be hard for people to get away. And this is the best time to attack. But now people are back there, they're like talking and doing whatever. Like what they should have been doing in the warm-up session, but now they're doing it in the sprint zone. So I'm still out front, 30-second power in the 240s. Yeah, I am definitely working hard here. Bringing the old ways, bringing the heavy bike, just getting some exercise, getting it done, because this is like my hard ride for the week these days. I used to do like training on Zwift and intervals and stuff, but I can't do that and do this ride and the Friday ride. So now I'm done. Saturn 5, third stage, I'm ejected, going to the back, because, I just don't have it. So current power still decent in the 240, 30-second power, 198. And people are just kind of like back there, kind of keeping people honest, not working too hard. Or at least, my power now, my 30-second power, it's pretty much the same as it was on the warm-up section. Maybe a little bit higher. And so now, Dean goes to finally chase down, because I let people go. He was a little late to the party of going chasing people down. If that was like real strongmen up there, Byron, Ben Nelson, JC, John Lawyer, etc., game over. So, even as far as like race savvy, but I guess if you know who's up there, you can bring people back. So at this point, it's game over for me. And kind of a bummer, Ron's not with me. I got no Ron cam here. So this is pretty much all I have to say for this one, but we'll just watch and see what happens. So my 30-second power has creeped up into the 230s. Looks like people are strung out up there. I think they will come back together. Kind of surprised Fred is not up there. I mean, there seems to be just like a delayed reaction by some people when moves are made that need to be countered. And brute force is used to bring that stuff back. And I guess that's good practice for like riding in a lot of these group rides. OCR, SOR, WOR, you get kinds of wicked accelerations, etc. And, you need to be able to throw down a bunch of matches and cover that. Yep, let's use our brawn, not our brain so much. I mean, sometimes you just have the brain to do it, but you just don't have the brawn to match it. But, at some point, you would think that, especially in your advanced years, you'd have some more savvy. And maybe this is why these guys don't race, because they just don't have the savvy. Real racers will just chew them up and spit them out. And or yell at them like, what are you doing, dude? What are you doing? Okay, so looking rearward, you got Rick back there. He finally catches up. I'm still going pretty hard. My 30-second power, like 228. Not too horrible. My 5-minute power, looking up top there, 209. So I'm working. Heart rate 174. So I'm like over threshold right here. But I'm going to get all the goodie out of this that I can. So I'm going to just fast forward through some of this, because it's not worth like looking at a lot of it. It's pretty boring, yada, 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 yada. Get up here and we get to the end. I don't really know what happened, but I don't know what to say. And as far as like doing the other two sprint zones, it's probably the same as this one. Just nobody listens to me, and so I just don't feel motivated to like say anything about that. Bye.